let's talk about a cache default strat. In the last video with Overpass, I know I was talking about them and referring to them as pre-strats. I'm just going to call them default strats from now on, just to give it a name. But for cache, I think it's kind of obvious that, you know, in last video when I was talking about Overpass and the idea of the middle of the map, the focal point of the map, I was talking about bathrooms. Well, I think it's pretty obvious on cache that it's middle, and any map that has a middle, it's pretty safe to say that that's going to be the middle of the map or the center of the map where we're going to want to take it, just so we can branch off and do other stuff. So for this video, or for this default strat, it'll be a mid take. And one of the unique things about cache as a map is that it's middle. You can take it completely. You can either smoke, molly, or flash any angle, and there's not really anything unpredictable that the CTs can do that will counter it. You can basically clear every angle and just kind of take mid from them completely and just wrestle it away from them. So you need 2 smokes for Z connector, and one is going to be for highway box, which blocks this angle and it blocks this angle. The Z connector smoke is really easy. I know some people, they throw it like from spawn and they like jump throw it. It's like a running jump throw. I don't know how to do that one, and I don't think that one's very consistent unless you can use a jump bind. And I would preferably want to use smokes that you don't have to use a jump bind, but this one's a set smoke. What you do is you just stare at the ground completely, like you move your crosshair all the way down until you can't move it down anymore. This is like a common theme with a lot of smokes. And you aim, like, there's this tire track here, and you aim like where it begins, and where the shadow and the light are, where the shadow and light meet, so like right there. It's not that, the lamp's not that important. And you aim kind of like right here, like where this beam crosses with this beam, so kind of like that. Again, the lineup's not that important. You'll hit it pretty much every time. Like wherever as long as you aim like in the general vicinity, it'll work. This is a good smoke. Problem, like this is like the only randomness to the strat. The problem is that they can actually boost over this smoke and see boost. They can't see middle with it. I'm pretty sure that you can't boost high enough to see middle with it, but you can see boost. So like it's kind of a common theme for CTs to, if you're smoking Z all the time, they'll boost an opper over the smoke, and he'll be able to see boost and see the people coming over boost. So it's usually a good idea before the guy's peak boost for the mid guy to kind of come out and just spam the smoke a little. Especially if the CTs show their hand and see if they're capable of doing that. But that's the Z smoke. The other one, the higher box smoke, is a little more complicated, but it's still not that hard. What I do is I, again, aim straight at the ground. Aim like in the middle of this white line. Again, lineup's not that important. There's like a bunch of shit on the wall. I aim like right there, a little bit above the wall. And you give it like a good running jump throw. Again, you don't have to use a bind. It's actually just like the only reason you run jump throws is because you want to hit this wall hard enough to where it gets deep enough into this box so that people can't jump on the spindle and see over it. They have to jump on the box in order to see over it. And if they jump on the box, they can get flashed. So it's nowhere near as a good position. But it blocks both angles. It blocks the the close box angle, like this angle, so that people can't just like jiggle back and forth and use this box for cover, and they can't get on the spindle either for the headshot angle. Good smoke. Problem, the smoke, it's really important that you get the smoke right, because if you dick this smoke, it's kind of like the Mirage window smoke, where it can turn into a really fucking nasty one-way smoke for the CTs if you dick it and you leave like a gap to where they can get on the spindle and see through it, or see through this side. So really important to aim high enough and run far enough, if that makes sense. Give it enough of a run throw and aim high enough so that it gets that good bounce. And you want to aim close enough to the right. Like, you don't want to aim too far right, and you don't want to aim too far left. You want to get it like right where that shit is on the wall, and a little bit above the wall, just to make sure that it gets that good bounce off the wall. See, that one wasn't even that great, but yeah, see, it's like a one-way smoke. So I don't think I ran far enough. But yeah, really important that you don't fuck the smoke up. If you need to practice it, practice it as much as you need to, because if the smoke fucks up, it can ruin the entire strat. Yeah, that's better. So that deals with the 2 most common angles for people to play mid with. The only other angles that people can play are sandbags, invent, or anything close like trash, or one of these 2 close angles like this. You can molly sandbags and vents, and it'll flush people out. The vent molly, like, this is cool because you don't have to. The guy who mollies vent doesn't actually have to be middle. So like if we're trying to do like an A split with this, like go away with it. The door lurker can molly the vents. You line yourself up. There's two white lines on the ground. You line yourself up with the left one, the bigger one. Come completely against the wall. Aim in line with this burner and up to this line on the window. So like this, and give it pretty good run throw. It goes deep as fuck into the vents. If the vent's not broken, if this vent's not broken already, it will go a little shallower, but it'll still be enough to burn like until here. So this guy's basically going to either have to hide in the vents way in the back or just drop out. He's probably just going to drop out of instinct. And what's cool about this also is that if this vent is broken, which it is 99% of the time, because the CTs always just break it out of instinct or break it for their teammate. So it's like it's almost always broken. If you throw it deep enough and give it enough of a run through, it'll break this other vent, which is cool because if we want to go vents to B later, that vent will already be broken, and we don't have to telegraph that we're coming B by breaking the vent ourselves. So that's a cool little nuance there. As far as the sandbags molly go, you can do it from boost or on the ground. Like you want to get it so that it hits that corner and throw it hard enough. So give it a run throw like that. If it hits the corner, it'll get there perfectly. Same thing can be done from the ground. Like it doesn't really matter how hard you throw it as long as you get it, you aim it in the corner so that it bounces off the corner, and it'll fucking destroy this guy at sandbags. If there's nobody playing sandbags, he'll just be dead. He'll just be straight up dead because he won't get any support from either of these two angles because there'll be smoke. So he's just mollied. He has literally nowhere to go. Has to just run out and die. The vent guy, most of the time, will drop out the back. He might drop out the front, but if he drops out the front, he's going to run into a bunch of flashes. So that's probably going to be an easy frag if he comes out the front. The only other thing we have to do is just throw flashes over it, and you can throw a bunch of them. You can throw like flashes over boost, or you can throw a really good pop flash from mid main where you come into this corner like you're throwing a crisscross smoke, the right crisscross smoke, and you aim like at the top of the middle of the window like that, and just throw it. Really good pop flash. Pop flash is every close angle. Pop flash is this angle, unless he's against this wall, but this is kind of a weird angle to play. Both the close angles and even a guy in vents, as well as basically all of mid. It's including the guy jumping out sandbags or jumping on the roof if he gets boosted. So it's good. The only thing is when you're throwing this flash, like a lot of better players or better teams are going to be aware that this flash exists because it's a pop flash. It's completely impossible to turn from. So what they'll do sometimes is if they want to play somebody with a close angle like a CZ or a Mag 7 or something, they'll have him tuck his head into the wall, play anti-flash position, and wait for the first flash to pop, and then he'll peek with it. So sometimes it's a good idea to throw two flashes.
Throwing a flashbang. I'm throwing a flashbang.
So he'll hear the first one pop. He'll turn his head. He'll hear the first one pop, turn into it, and then he'll turn into the second flash, so that he'll still get flashed. Good thing. Same applies to this guy. Like say he's playing anti-flash and he's playing against this wall here. He'll hear the first flash pop. He'll peek out, and then the second flash will get him. So it's a good mix-up to do if you realize that the pop flash isn't actually getting the guy. It's probably because he's tucking his face in the wall. So that's all of it. Then we can get up mid, and we can get up mid basically however we want. But it's probably better to go over boost than it is to come out garage because garage is always fucking smoked. So if you don't want to wait out of smoke and we want to go fast mid, we can just send like 2-3 people over boost, and they won't really know it's coming because this and this will be smoked. So like you go over boost, you have your teammate in garage, like you can have just one guy in garage just holding flashes for you. So when you want to peek boost, you just throw the flash to catch all the close angles. And then another thing that's cool about that flash is that it doesn't get people on boost. Like as long as you don't peek out to here, it won't get you. So you can you don't have to turn from it or anything. But you can throw that flash. You can also molly under the boost or in this angle here. If you want, it's optional. But the flash, like these two areas will be smoked, so you don't have to worry about it. So unless people are playing an off angle where they're just in the middle of mid, without any cover, which again they'll just get flashed, you'll have all of mid. Vents will be mollied out. So like the flash will pop, you'll clear all the close angles, then you molly sandbags.
Throwing fire.
Check for that. Maybe have your teammate throw another flash or have somebody behind the boost throw a flash over, and then get out mid, and then you'll have all of mid. Everything will be smoked, and you can fuck with really cool smokes after you get out mid, like just cool exchanges that you can do. If you think there's somebody still playing highway, like in this part of highway, like in the highway that's like from here to like here, it's really easy for you to flash push this guy just by like your teammate gets close to highway box, and your teammate back here just throws like really easy pop flash over there. Damn, that pop flash is insane. But yeah, that'll flash a shit out of this guy and he'll die. But it's usually, if you want to peek highway, it's usually good to smoke off the A side of highway so that the people on A can't see it. The smoke's easy. It's just like you can really just wing it, but you aim like stand anywhere in mid, aim at the top of this line on the window, and just give it a little bit of a walkthrough. I think I did fuck that up. Oh, that still works. Smokes. So the people on A can't help highway or anything or mid unless they run through the smoke, which they might. I mean, you know, randomness is a thing, but it gives you a lot of control of mid. It allows you to do that flash push for highway to catch people close highway. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, well, I know for a fact that you can boost over the smoke. I think you can boost over this thing too, or boost on this thing, the HUD. I don't know that for a fact. I don't know if you can boost over it, but I'm pretty sure it's the same height as quad box, so you should be able to peek and at least see over it. I don't know if you can get on it, but you can see over it. So you can just get a cheeky peek on A that way, and if they're not ready for it, then you can definitely catch people out. And also, if you want to split A for it, split A with this. You throw the smoke, and it kind of gives you a little bit of cover from the A guys to where you can get up the ladder. So like, the A guys can be throwing shit and throwing flashes, so you can coordinate with them. Then you guys can get up, your mid guys can get up the ladder and kind of squeeze. Or alternatively, you can throw that smoke, have your teammates flash for you, so you can flash peek mid or flash peek highway, and then you can come through Z. And again, your teammates can pop flash you into Z really easily. It's like a that's. I don't know if that worked or not. No, that didn't work. It didn't go far enough.
I'm throwing a flashbang.
Yeah, that was good. Just something like that. To catch somebody that's hiding like in the corner of Z if the smoke's still here. And then you can get into Z. And from here you can do a lot of cool, like do a lot of shit with smoke still. You can throw a smoke that smokes all of this to fuck the B rotators. There's a bunch of shadows on the wall. You aim at the second to the last one on the left and you just throw it. So these guys are completely smoked out. The only person you're gonna have to worry about is the people from highway or from heaven. But people don't usually, like, CTs don't usually play heaven in the beginning of the round on B. Usually the B players play in the cider and checker or boosted in vents. So the people who play heaven are usually the people who are rotating from A or middle, and they're coming heaven to help their teammates. They're being a rotator. They're not actually a designated B player. So the smoke will probably catch all the B players from being able to help you, and then you can just wrap around all the way around truck. And again, you can throw like a, I don't know, pop flash like that. Something. Maybe even a flash like that. That was a little too... Yeah, that was good. Doesn't really matter. But if you do this fast enough, you can backstab the guy at truck. And if you have truck, like this is like a ridiculous A take. If you're coming from fucking truck and A main, you're literally hitting him from the front and the back. So that can be a sick A take. And also, like, going Z to B is kind of hard because, I mean, you could still throw the smoke in theory, and just you can throw the smoke in theory, clear truck, and then still go B through heaven. Which again, crazy backstab if it happens. Like it's pretty cool because you can come in heaven and you can catch all the fucking B side guys off guard, and they'll either be in the smoke. So like if you come up here. If you come up here and you don't see anybody's sight, they're probably in the smoke, so you can drop down behind them and, you know, get it that way. You can get a lot of cheeky frags, and it's super unpredictable, which is what makes the strats so versatile and makes it so cool. But even still, like, again, you can really do anything. You can have people set up at A, you can have people set up at B. Once you just mid take again, the molly will probably break the other vents, so you can go vents to B without alerting the CTs that you're going B through vents. So you can kind of lurk out, and then lurk out vents, get in a checker, and then just explode on B. And if you have smokes left, it's really easy to throw like CT smokes. Okay, that one was way too fucking deep, but all you have to do is like bounce off the wall there. That was still too deep. I think it's just a stand throw. Yeah, just stand and throw it. But yeah, you can throw a CT smoke from checker. You might be able to throw heaven smoke too. I think you can. was too deep. I don't know. I've never tried to do this before. Maybe you can.
Smoke.
Maybe a little more to the right.
Throwing smoke.
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds a lot harder. You can definitely throw heaven smoke from B though. So like, since the strat only revolves around if you're gonna go Vince to B, you can only requires 2 smokes. So you can still have 3 smokes for the B take. And you only really need 2 since you can smoke CT in heaven, and then maybe you could re-smoke CT after the first one fades away. So that could be good. And alternatively, if you want to do a mid take or an A take, you can literally do it. You can do it from so many angles. You can come from highway, you can go through Z, and go to truck, and even fall back and do full A. It doesn't matter, honestly. But like, again, I like this. I like this default strat. It's not too hard to execute. It clears every angle in mid, so there's nothing should really catch us by surprise. You can get a lot of free frags if there's somebody playing sandbags, or there's something playing, or there's somebody playing events that jumps out. You can get really easy coordinated flash pushes with your teammates to get kills on like someone highway trying to help mid, or somebody that's lurking in Z. And it allows for crazy flanks, crazy lurks, just crazy unpredictable plays in general. And I feel like that's what makes strats so strong, is being unpredictable, because the predictable shit, I mean, it's predictable, everybody already knows it's going to happen, so they know how to counter it. So, let me know what you guys think.